I'm reading Assassin's Blade first and I don't want to hear anything about it. Do I know if I will like it this way? Absolutely not, because I haven't read the series. Welcome to my Throne of Glass reading vlog. I'm gonna vlog me reading the entire series, wrap it up with reviews. The reason I am doing the Assassin's Blade first, as soon as I made this decision, first of all, Sarah J. Maas redid her website and was like, hey, read it third. I was like, oh. But the real reason I'm reading it first isn't because of anything. It's because I use Libby to get free books on my Kindle, and this one was available first out of all of them. So I'm not gonna turn down a free book. So I am on page 190, and I decided to film this video a little bit late, so sorry I'm already into it, but so far I'm enjoying this book. But keep in mind, I finished ACOTAR the day before I started this, like the whole series, and I'm stuck there. My head is there, my life is there, so it is kind of hard. Maybe I should have done a palette cleanser book, like a little romance, but once again, I had this, I only have it for so long, so I need to read it, and I didn't want to waste my time on a book I didn't care about. I want to get into the series. It's growing on me. I mean, you're literally thrown into the middle of, like, it feels like you jumped into the middle of a book when you start this. Like, it makes no sense. I also did not understand that this is 5 novellas in one book. So when it got to like the second novella, I was like, what the heck? And then I started watching TikToks and realized that's what it was. So now, having that in mind, I'm actually really enjoying this book. It's like fun little stories. But I will admit that I've had to read and listen to the audiobook at the same time to keep me focused, because I just don't like care yet to sit down and like read for long periods of time. But I'm trying. And I know I'm gonna love this series. I know I am. All of my favorite book people love this series, so I'm giving it everything I have to get into it. So I am currently on, oh, what's this one called? The Assassin in the Desert. You know, in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't really like this book, but then I think about it, I'm like, no, that was a fun little story. I actually really like that. I'm gonna make lunch and listen to the audiobook and kind of have it open while I make lunch, so let's get into it. What? I just finished chapter 11 of The Assassin in the Desert. Was not expecting that. Oh my gosh. Okay. This just picked up real quick. Now I'm starting to be like, okay. I just realized also, because I've been audiobooking, I do not pay attention as much when I audiobook. It helps when I read along with the audiobook, but it doesn't like throw you into the experience the same way that reading it does. So I think I'm gonna try to actually read from now on. Okay, I didn't read too much last night, but I read a little this morning, and I'm reading and listening while I'm making lunch. I knew this book is about an assassin, so like obviously morally questionable things going on, but I was not expecting the moral questionable thing going on. The Assassin in the Underworld, literally chapter 1 of it. I won't say anything because like spoilers, but what? I'm on page 285. And I feel like I'm really into it now. I also had no idea that there was gonna be like a little bit of romance in this book, and I'm eating that up because I'm a romance girly at heart. Romantasy is my genre, okay? The update I wanted to give you guys is that Selena Sardellathian is so slay. Like, literally slaying people. She's an assassin, right? Has this like cocky attitude, whatever, but at the same time, someone gives her like a gold hairpiece and she like loses her mind. She gets to wear a cute fancy dress and she's here for it. She wears makeup and she loves it. I love that for her, because as much as I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate reading books about teenagers, I love that she's still being like a cute girly teenager. She's like, yes, I am 17 and I will be dressing up cute, thank you. Okay, I just finished Assassin's Blade. So here is my Assassin's Blade review. I am going to give it was a good book. Overall, it's not a bad book. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, but I also don't really have that many great things to say about it. There were a few parts I loved, a few parts I was neutral about. I didn't like hate any part of it. I don't know. I feel like I didn't connect too much with the characters. I know it's a prequel, so I won't judge the whole series based on it. But Selena, I mean, like, I like her, but I don't feel super connected to her. This is a me thing, but like she's like 17 in this book, and it's just really hard for me to like read a book about a 17-year-old. I just feel like that's so young. I didn't cry at the end. I've seen a lot of videos of people crying finishing this book. I just didn't connect. I also started this immediately after finishing ACOTAR, and I will say it's like a good bridge the gap book, like 5 little novellas, quick and easy, fun and light. Well, not like fun and light. It was kind of intense, but I just was so connected to ACOTAR, and that's like so like the perfect book series for me, that this one I don't know if it's gonna do it for me. But like I said, I'm not gonna judge the whole series based on it, so let's just go ahead and hop right into Throne of Glass before I change my mind about reading this series. Throne of Glass time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I got in a huge reading slump after finishing Assassin's Blade because I just still couldn't stop thinking about ACOTAR, and I wasn't that into Assassin's Blade, but I've pushed through and I'm almost on page 100, and now I'm finally loving the book. I feel like I'm to the point where I probably won't be able to put it down, and I'll start flying through these books. Hopefully it just keeps getting better and better like everybody says, but we're just gonna do some evening reading. Little bit of an update. I'm gonna do some reading outside. I've mostly been reading Throne of Glass on that video where I was walking and reading, so I am now on page 171. I'm gonna pump out a bunch of pages right now, relax and enjoy the nice weather outside this evening. I'm loving this book. It took me so long to get into because I was in a reading slump. I'd read like 2 pages and be like, I hate reading. So I'm back, we're good, and I am so excited about this book. I genuinely have no idea what to expect. I've looked at no spoilers. I obviously know some background of Assassin's Blade, and so far I'm glad I read Assassin's Blade first, but I feel like any reading order totally works because I could imagine when she mentions things like, oh, that's like a mystery. To me, it's not a mystery, and I know, and I like that, but it just depends on the type of person you are, I guess. Also, the birds are going wild. Let's do some reading. I'm on page 312 and some stuff was just revealed. I'm not like shocked or surprised, but like I'm excited to keep reading it. Oh, okay, I'm literally just gonna finish the book today, right now. I'm on page 329, and the amount of crazy that has gone down and happening, I don't know how this book is gonna end. All my predictions out the window. I have no clue. So less than 100 pages. I don't know what to expect. Alright y'all, 2 days ago I finished Throne of Glass and I'm already a few chapters into Crown of Midnight. I cannot believe it took me so long and I had to take like a break before getting into Throne of Glass. I loved it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars, but I really enjoyed it. It didn't quite hit that like 5-star, can't stop thinking about it type of thing, but it was thoroughly enjoyable the entire time. I didn't think there was any part of it that was like slow or hard to get through. I really did enjoy every aspect of it. I absolutely love Selena, very much connect with her. I love her character. I love Dorian. I love Kale. Like I love the whole storyline. I love everything. I did finish Throne of Glass when I was at the gym, and I was there for like 2 hours because I was almost done with it and I was walking on the treadmill, so I just had to stay. So I didn't really get too many of my like reactions of the end, but like it was basically like this. Like every 5 seconds, a little giggly, a little shocked, a little having fun. I really enjoyed it. I always feel like after like the craziness happens and then it's talking about like the aftermath, I'm kind of like, that maybe dragged on just a little bit the last like 4 chapters, but it was also like good information. I'm sad I didn't get my reactions though, so I'll try to get more reactions for Crown of Midnight. So far, Crown of Midnight, I'm also really enjoying. It picked up very quickly. I don't feel like it's going slow. I'm also only like 25 pages into it, but I'm really excited to see where it goes. So let's get into it. Crown of Midnight update. I just showered, so ignore this, but I'm about on page 100. I'm really liking it. I haven't had a ton of time to read this week, but there haven't been any slow parts. I feel like it kind of just jumped right into the story. I know some people say they really don't like the series till Heir of Fire, but I loved Throne of Glass and I'm really liking Crown of Midnight so far. So I could definitely envision myself liking every book in the series. So let's get to it. Guys, dramatic scene. Giggling, kicking my feet at the response. I don't even know how to feel, but I'm eating this up and loving it. Selena is slay. When my brain is like in this cutesy mode, I don't know. It's like a giggling, kicking my feet moment, but also like a can't believe that happened. And like it was a twist and a shock and I love it. I am on page 140. I am loving it. To only be 30% through a book and I already am kicking my feet, I'm giggling, there's jaw-dropping moments. That's a good book. I don't have to wait till like page 300 for things to get good. I can't even imagine what's gonna happen next for me to already be this excited. And my best friend is actually ahead of me in reading it and she said that it just keeps getting better. So I'm very excited. Oh my gosh. I stayed up until about 2 a.m. finishing Crown of Midnight because I got to the last like 150 pages and then I was like, well, now I can't stop. It was just like boom, boom, boom. It was so good. I'm debating rating it a 5-star, but I don't think it's quite 5-star level. I'm gonna say it's 4-star because I did have kind of the same emotions and feelings about it as I did Throne of Glass. So they have the same rating for me, but I do think Crown of Midnight was more fun than Throne of Glass. In my head, they kind of seem just like one big book, so it's hard to even differentiate, whereas I feel like going into Heir of Fire, which I just started, it's pretty different. It seems like it's gonna be different vibes, you know, with the big plot twist and everything. So I'm obsessed. I'm so happy I started Throne of Glass. I can't believe I started in a slump because, and now I love Assassin's Blade, like looking back on it. In the moment, obviously I read it first, so I was like, oh, do I like it? Now I'm like, okay, yes, I'm so glad I have that information in my arsenal. I'm glad I read it first. I like my reading order, but my best friend is reading Assassin's Blade right now, so I'm actually having to pause and not read Heir of Fire yet. I read the first few pages just because I have it. It was available from my library literally the day I needed it, but I have it for a little bit, so waiting for my best friend to catch up, and in the meantime, I'm reading something else. But I loved Crown of Midnight. So far, you know, Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, I love the series. I'm very, very excited about the rest of the series. So I feel like this is a good time to pause this video. I thought I was gonna do the whole series in one video, but that's a lot. There's a lot of books. So I will see you guys in part 2 with the next like 3 to 4 books. I might just finish out the series in the next video, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so excited for this journey. And if you want to hear any spoilers that I talked about, I'm gonna start that section now. So if you're not, bye. And if you are, here we go, spoilers. So I just finished the part where Selena went to like the ball with Archer, and then she had to kill Davis because he like gave her that poison that would paralyze her, and so she just had to like kill him and then run back to the castle, which had my jaw on the floor. That was crazy. How did she run all the way to the castle and like not fall over? Immediately goes to Kale, not Dorian, which book 1 I was so team Dorian, but I don't know, up until now I've been like, oh, this is so annoying that Kale likes her and that she maybe likes him. Like I wasn't really for it, but this scene, it really got me. I love how she says she looked to her left as if she'd somehow known, even in sleep, where he was. Okay, that's cute. Okay, I guess. Y'all, Crown of Midnight. She's actually Elaine. Wait, is that how you say her name? Aelin. Aelin? Selena is Aelin. Okay, I will say, I kind of guessed that plot twist maybe like halfway, maybe a little over halfway through the book. I was like, wait, I think I think she might be her. Based on what I knew, I already read Assassin's Blade, so I know a little bit of her background, based on the hints that they've been dropping. I kind of put 2 and 2 together, but it was also still a shock for them to like fully admit it. I don't know how I feel about Dorian versus Kale. I hate that she had to go from one to the other. I wish the story would have just been Selena with one of them and I would have been happy with it. I didn't really like Kale as a romantic partner. I liked him as a friend, but their romance is so much better than her and Dorian, so now I am leaning towards like, oh, I really like Kale. But Dorian, I like Dorian better than I like Kale, but I think I actually like Selena with Kale. Kale. I keep saying Kale. Kale? I don't know. I was pronouncing his name completely different for the whole first book, so I'm just on a struggle bus. Anyways, loved that. I love that Dorian has magic and Selena has magic, and they're kind of figuring it out around the same time. And when they, oh, it was so pissing me off when they finally talked to each other. I was like, thank you, because they're all keeping so many secrets, but if they would all just be honest, we could have got this all figured out sooner. Nehemia, love her, but hate her. Like, I've loved her character since the moment we met her. She was like one of my favorite characters. There's something about 2 females just being girly pops, best friends together, that ignites something in my soul. It makes me so happy. I love female friendship in books and in general. But Nehemia was like constantly keeping secrets, even though they promised not to keep secrets. And it's like weird, like I'm grieving her death, but at the same time I'm mad at her because like, why did she keep so many secrets from Selena, making things more difficult for Selena? I don't know if we figure out why she did that later down the line, but right now it seems like that was like so unnecessary. And then my last thing I'll kind of touch on is Selena trying to kill Dorian and Kale. I think was a bit much. Yes, she's an assassin, but like, you can't just flip a switch on people that you've loved and known for like a while now and like your literal boyfriend. Like, she told Kale that she was committing treason, essentially, not obeying the king, not actually killing the people she was supposed to, and he took it like a champ, even though he's like loyal to the crown and that's his whole livelihood. So he's like risking his whole life for her, and he even said he'd run away with her. And then she's like keeping all these secrets from him. As soon as she finds out the one secret he kept to preserve his well-being and his self, because if he, yes, he probably should have told them. Okay, he should have said there's a threat on her life, but he was trying to obey the crown, which was, he's still just now stepping out for the first time of that role and being like, okay, there's actually more than being loyal to the crown. I actually do love Selena. He's still tiptoeing that idea. So yes, it was bad, but not kill him bad. Not be so mad at him that you don't talk to him for a long time mad. You know, like, they were clearly both upset that Nehemia died. It's not like he wanted her to die. He wanted to protect her. So that just made me a little frustrated. Okay, she blew it out of proportion. But yeah, the plot twist with, I don't even remember his name, Arthur, whatever his name was, that was good as well. And then I love the ending. I hate the ending. I think it's stupid that Kale sent her off. I think everything he decided to do after she tried to kill him, I think was stupid. But I do like that we're gonna switch it up. The next book, I have no idea what's gonna happen because it's a whole new world, essentially. New continent, whatever, new kingdom. So I'm very excited. That is my review. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you when I start Heir of Fire.